Ladies and gentlemen, greetings greetings from Russia and welcome to the stream about trading psychology. Well, as usual, today is Friday, and actually, so we are going to speak about psychological bias and psychological mistakes which you do, which all traders do during their trades, during their work on financial markets with financial assets. So before we do this, ladies and gentlemen, so I would like you to ask you to help me to check the sounds and the video. If everything's okay, if you can hear me well, if you can see me well, so please let me know somehow in the chat, write something, just type plus or whatever, so just for me to know that, well, I can speak and there are no technical mistakes, there are no technical features. Thank you very much. Well, great. Thank you. Oh, well, okay, so I don't understand English, so please can translate to Spanish language. Well, guys, unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish. Yeah, so that's the problem. Well, I speak French, English, and Russian. So Russian is my native language. So that's why. Uh, Sharp and clear video and audio here. Well, Edward is writing. Well, Edward, thank you very much, sir. Well, I hope that our videos and our streams, they are useful, at least. All is good. Yeah, so thanks a lot. Yeah, all good here. How can make leave deposit in Nigeria? Unfortunately, I cannot answer, so I'm not responsible for these guys. Well, any technical questions, any questions about percentage, some platform features, so you can write to tech support team, and my colleagues will help you definitely, and they will help you in your native language. Yes, so not only in English, but we've got native speakers from all countries almost. Yes. Well, yeah, great. So Russians too. Yeah, nice to meet you. Don't understand nothing. Well, that's a pity. Hey guys. Loud and clear. Well, that's great. That's great. Well, actually, by the way, so to all Catholics, my congratulations. So today and on Monday, well, I know that this is Easter, yeah. So, well, happy Easter. If you are a Catholic. Okay, guys. So before we start, please, may I ask you to answer the following question? So, what is great for you? Yes. So, what is better for you, to watch videos or to read, for example, to read articles, to read reviews? So, look, if you prefer watching videos, watching streams, please type 1. If you prefer reading like articles or reviews or like anything else, so just type 2, please. Yeah, so type number 2. If something else, so please just write in the chat what you want to well, what do you want from us? Yeah, so maybe some any other materials. Okay, was that okay? 1 and 2. Okay, so watching and reading. Well, that's really great. Edward, thank you. 1 arm almost 2. Okay, 2. So reading. Okay. What's that? Well, I don't understand. Oh, well, 1. Okay, thank you. So just watching. Well, watching. Okay. Okay, thanks. 1, 2. 1 and 2. Watching more. Great. Great. Well, great, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Well, yeah, we've got different types of materials, and so that's why that's really important for us to know. So what is more convenient for you? Okay, give us tips on how to avoid losing money on Olymp trade. Well, that's a really good idea. Well, actually, well, trading, all trading, well, it doesn't matter what platform is. Yeah, so it can be like Olymp trades or something else. Well, all trading is quite a risky thing. Yeah, so that's why you are here. Actually, that's why you are watching us. That's why you are trying to understand so how it works. Yes, because. That's quite risky, and so you can lose your money. Well, that's for sure. Great. So, guys, thank you very much for your answers. Well, that's great. Well, today we're gonna speak about another psychological mistake, and the stream will be really, really short. So I will leave time for you to ask questions. And of course, so I will answer them. Well, I will answer any questions you ask. Well, I will try to answer any questions you ask, not just only about psychology, but about other things too, maybe about like technical features, fundamental analysis. Yes, well, I hope that this will be useful. Well, and also, well, speaking about the time frames, all that stuff, so please at the end of the stream. Yes, so because at first we're going to discuss psychology of trading. Yes, so guys, today we're going to speak about such thing as status quo bias. Yes, so status quo bias. So what is this? Well, actually, this bias is really interesting. So let me just change, okay, the scale. So, well, actually, this is the tendency to follow the previous opinion without considering the changed situation. So actually, this is called so-called emotional attachment to position. So actually, well, traders who make such mistakes, they always say, well, I am right. Yeah, so they always think that I'm right. And for us, actually, that is quite important. For all people, that is quite important to know that you are right. For example, well, there was a real example in real life. Actually, the experiment was done on the horse racing, and well, people were asked before making a bet on horse racing. So they were asked about the probability of their lose and win, and they answered like 50-50. But those who have already made a bet, guys, consider that their chances are higher, yes, than those who are going to do it. So, well, actually, it means that, well, people, yes, so we are emotionally attached to our trades, to our positions. What can happen in this case? So let me show the chart, for example, and let me give you a real example from my experience. Well, I used to trade on the stock market, yes, and I used to work in a very big bank in Russia, and one of my clients bought stocks, yes, and actually she bought stocks approximately somewhere here. So this is the highest price, actually, the highest price on the market. Well, as a result, when the price started falling down, so I told her, yeah, so let's get rid of these positions, because you will get loss at the end, and your losses will be quite big. But she refused to do this because she was emotionally attached to her position. So she was telling me that, okay, everything will be okay, everything will be good. Well, the stock will return back to its initial position, yes, and so, well, I will get my money back. Well, as a result, she bought approximately at the level of 360, 350, well, as far as I remember, and now these stocks, they are being traded on the level of 161.98. So, well, actually, as you can see, nothing happens. Yeah, so the market did not return back to these levels, and well, as a result, she is still in these shares. She still has got these stocks in her portfolio. Well, as a result, so this is the biggest mistake, to be emotionally attached to any positions. Yeah, so you have to be flexible. Yeah, so this is the real summary here. Yes, to be flexible, to be as flexible as you can. So again, status quo bias. Yes, so the tendency to follow the previous opinion without considering the changed situation, or emotionally attachment to position. Yes. Okay, guys. Well, I hope that this actually bias is quite simple, and that's not really complicated. If you have any questions, so you can ask. If not, well, I'm ready to answer all your questions about technical features, fundamental features, whatever you want. Please. Okay, so let me do like this again. Okay, which candle is better, Japanese or Heikin Ashi? Well, guys, Heikin Ashi, this is not the chart. This is an indicator. So let me show this to you. So, for example, if we take Euro US dollar, So let's have a look here. Look, so here we've got, well, I have even levels here. So here we've got Japanese candlesticks. Yeah, so Japanese candlesticks. Japanese candlesticks, this is the type of chart. The same is, for example, bars. Well, I prefer bars myself. Yes, well, bars, this is classical this is classical chart, American type of charts. If we speak about Heikin Ashi, well, Heikin Ashi, this is not the type of chart. This is an indicator. So if you look at Heikin Ashi, so you will see that, for example, the following candlestick is always, the opening price of the following candlestick is always at the same, at the middle of the previous candlestick. And actually, it is always like this. It is always like this. Also, you will see the sequence of red candlesticks and green candlesticks. So, well, actually, Heikin Ashi is showing the main tendency, the main, so let's say, so the main trend. Yes, the main trend. So if you see the sequence of red candlesticks, you understand that actually the trend is bearish. If you see the sequence of green candlesticks, it means that the trend is bullish. No more than that. Also, I would like to pay your attention that actually if you use indicators, so like, for example, MACD, so let me just change the settings so that it will be more clear. So if you use MACD and if you switch between Heikin Ashi and Japanese candlesticks, indicators will be a little bit different. Yes, because the formula for Heikin Ashi is differs from classical charts. Okay. How to use horizon line? Well, that's really simple. So look, guys. For example, let's take euro and the United States dollar. So, well, here I'm using investing.com, but the same situation you can use, well, you can use the same. Well, actually, we can go to our platform. So let's go to technical analysis, maybe. Yes, so that will be more. Okay, so let's choose euro US dollar, remove all indicators and have a look. So for example, so here let's take 1 week time frame. 1 week time frame. So, well, actually, just look at the situation in general at first. So let's imagine that we are somewhere here. Yes, so for a very long time, the trend was flat on the market. So look, the price went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went down, and so on and so on and so on. So it's moving sideways. It was moving sideways. Well, in this case, I can do the following. So I can use horizontal line to, well, actually to draw support and resistance levels. Yeah, so for example, so here the resistance level is somewhere here, I guess. Yes, because the price moves to this line, bounces back, moves to this line, bounces back, and so on and so on. So several times. What is really important here that well, actually, we have to choose this line the following way. There has to be as less false breakthroughs as you can. So, like situations like this. As for the support level, the same. So you can use the same horizontal line and, for example, draw something like that. So now we see that the price is moving between these two lines, and we know when to buy and when to sell. Actually, this is quite subjective because some of you can draw this line like this, yes, or some of you can use the line like this. So actually, this situation is a bit subjective here, but still we are using horizontal lines to define support and resistance levels. Say something new, brother, we all already know that. Well, I'm answering the question. Well, actually, if you want, I can discuss with you, for example, non-farm payrolls, the things which you don't know well, or Elliott waves. Yeah, so if you want to, yeah, so do you know what Elliott waves are? Okay. Oh well, sorry. Yes, I closed the chart. Yeah, so here again, guys, the movements of euro US dollar. The movements of euro US dollar. So the movements which was sideways, yes, so which was flat. So look, it was moving down and up, so it was moving between two lines, two horizontal lines, two lines, support and resistance levels. How to use vertical line? Well, as for vertical lines, guys, I don't use them personally. Well, actually, in my opinion, you can use them to. So, for example, well, the guy was asking about Elliott waves and something new. So, for example, I can draw this line just in case, just to understand so where the trend changed. Well, actually, in my opinion, vertical lines, they are almost useless. This is not, well, a new strategy. Well, I would, oh, okay, so that's not a problem. So for example, a new strategy with Fibonacci levels. Well, if you want, yes. So guys, we've got Fibo levels. What are Fibo levels? Well, I hope that you know. So for example, look here. Well, at first you see that the price is moving down, and then you see the correction for the price. So when one of the strategies is the following. So when you see the bouncing back till the Fibo level 38.2%, so when the price reaches this level, bounces back to the level 14.6%, so well, actually it's somewhere here, and starts moving up, it means that with high probability it will reach the level 50%. So this is one of the strategy, for example, which is based on Fibo levels. Well, speaking about indicators and speaking about indicator strategies, we have them a lot on our platform, so you can check them. Well, yes, I'm sorry for the screen, so I did not share the screen with, yes. So again, guys, yeah, so here, horizontal lines, we use horizontal lines to differ support and resistance levels. To define, sorry, not to differ, to define. How can you decouple the emotional part? Joanne is asking. Well, as for emotions, guys, well, emotions, unfortunately, you can't get rid of them. We are all people, yeah, so we all have feelings. So that's why you cannot get rid of them. Well, anyway, you can try to control them. So and moreover, so you can try to use them to trade for opening better positions. So, for example, if you have your own strategy, maybe you trade for like several months or several years, maybe you have such thing as intuition. Well, sometimes it is better to listen to your intuition. So for example, your strategy tells you, okay, so you have to buy somewhere here. Listen to your intuition. Maybe well, it will tell you that you don't have to. Yes, so maybe it will tell you that something is wrong. Well, I guess that experienced traders will agree with me, yes, because experienced traders, they have such intuition, so they have the feeling, so what will happen on the market. How to read the economic calendar and how they affect the markets. Well, that's okay. So I'm going to explain to you these two. So look, if you go to the economic calendar, guys. So here we've got, okay, so provided by investing. So well, I would like to look at, well, unfortunately on investing, if I switch into English, oh well, it's, you know, okay, there are problems with economic calendar right now. So look, guys, speaking about the economic calendar, so you can use the economic calendar to look at the most important news. So for example, non-farm payrolls, which is released the first Friday of each month. So here is the basic idea. So we've got several things here. So look, for example, for every news we've got some type of the forecast, yes, and the actual data, forecast, and the facts, and also we've got previous facts, previous data. Yes. So for example, for unemployment rates in the United States. So now the unemployment rate is on the level 3.8%. So for example, the forecast is that the unemployment rate will grow, yes, and will become 4%. 4%. Well, actually, it means that the situation is getting worse for the economy. If the fact is lower than the forecast, so for example, the fact is released at the same 3.8%, Oh, sorry. It means that actually the US dollar will rise because the forecast economists expected that the unemployment rate will be like 4%, but the real fact was lower. Or, for example, the real facts can be higher than the forecast. So it all depends on the forecast and the fact. So you are trying to use this. Also, you have to know that there are like several macroeconomics indicators. So, for example, inflation. Well, speaking about inflation, we have to speak about CPI and PPI firstly. Yes, so CPI, Consumer Price Index, and PPI, Producer Price Index. Well, speaking about GDP, gross domestic products. Yes, so if you look at gross domestic product, there are several indicators which can help you to forecast, to predict gross domestic product and the facts with GDP, and so on and so on and so on. So you are using economic calendar to try to understand so what will happen on the market. If you use technical analysis, guys, it is definitely better not to trade during the news. So during the news, technical analysis does not work at all. So that's for sure. Any other questions? So let me switch into the chart again. How to determine stop loss? Oh, well, as for stop losses and take profits, this is, well, I guess this is one of the most difficult question maybe. Yes, so look here. Okay, so if I switch into Canadian English, so let's have a look. Nope, unfortunately. Well, something went wrong on investing. Okay, so let's do like this again. Okay, and switch into, okay, well, I have even, so now Russian, please. So guys, speaking about stop losses and take profits, well, actually this is the really a really difficult question. So, well, in my opinion, what can you do to set stop loss or take profit? So, for example, Euro US dollar. So you see that on daily time frame the trend is bearish. Yeah, so the price is moving down. Do you see it? Well, I guess that's you will agree with me that the trend line is getting down. It means actually that if you start selling somewhere here, it is definitely better to set stop loss, in my opinion, a little bit higher than this level, a little bit higher than the support, the resistance level. Sorry, than the resistance level here. The question is that actually where to set take profits. Well, in my opinion, there is such ratio as 3 to 1. It means the following: if you're ready to lose $1, it means that your take profit has to be $3. Do you understand? Yes. So you should try to gain $3 with the risk of $1 loss. So this is the basic idea here. So when I set stop losses and take profits, I'm always using support and resistance levels or Fibonacci levels. Okay. Any other questions? Is this legal to trade from India? Well, I guess it is, but anyway, so guys, so you can ask tech support team. Well, again, my colleagues will help you with all legal questions. Any other questions? Is Olymp trade is full legal in India and in future it will be legal? Well, unfortunately, guys, I don't know the Indian so let's say so legislation. Please, you can contact tech support team, so my colleagues will answer to you. So if it's legal to trade in India, well, I guess it is. Strategy for binary. Again, guys, well, we've got plenty of strategies. Well, I've shown one of it. Yeah, so by using Fibonacci levels. Also, well, I prefer to use MACD and parabolic SAR. So again, so let me show this to you. I'm using this strategy all the time. So you are using the combination of two indicators. So when you see that well, so let me highlight this, change the style. Yes, so when you see that for example MACD lines intersect each other, and at the same time you see that parabolic SAR starts moving down or up, you start buying or selling. So let me show this to you to be more clear. So for example here, look, here is the entry point. So there is parabolic SAR. So parabolic SAR changed its direction. So it started moving down. At the same time, MACD line intersected each other. So well, this is the signal to sell, and you can use this signal to sell on options. Which indicators? What are the best indicators? Well, to my mind, again, MACD lines. Well, MACD lines, this is the trend indicator. If you use, for example, if you prefer to trade on flats, so you can use any oscillators you want. Well, as for me personally, I prefer Williams oscillator. So let me show this to you on our platform. We've got a special oscillator which is called Williams oscillator. Okay, so where is it? Well, I guess it's on, okay, so it's on the platform itself. Okay, do you have it? Yes, Williams %R. So have a look. Here we go. Well, in my opinion, this is one of the best oscillators I've ever seen. But it's up to you to decide anyway. So here you can use like histogram, or well, as for me personally, I prefer to use well, the period not centered, but I prefer to use the line. Well, the line to my mind is much better. So, but it's up to you to decide. So what to use? So Williams %R. Try leave trading? No. How to get out of fear to take trades? To try to relax. Yeah, so that's the basic idea here, guys. So you have to try to relax. Well, actually, how can you do that? Well, it's up to you to decide anyway. So I prefer the spot gym, for example. Yes. So if you feel that's well, that you are nervous, it's definitely better to make pauses. Nobody forces you to trade. No, I'm not. Well, actually, speaking about options, I'm not trading options almost. I prefer Forex and I prefer stock markets. Can you please tell us more about this indicator? Well, as for Williams %R, so it is quite similar to any other oscillators. So let me show this to you. Well, on investing.com. So look, if you use Williams indicator, Williams %R, so the same. We've got 3 zones here. Yes, so overbought zone, it's the upper zone. Oversold zone is here, and normal zone or working zone. So when indicator is moving up and down, so actually it is intersecting its borders, yes, its lines. So when it intersects the lower line, so for example here, this is the signal to buy. Otherwise, so here, for example, this is the signal to sell. What is great in this indicator, guys, that actually it gives quite good signals. So for example here, look, it gave the signal to sell exactly at the moment of reversal. Yeah, so the price starts moving down and indicator is showing the signal to sell. At the same time, for example, the signal to buy, it gives the signal to buy exactly at the moment of the price reversal. That's quite useful. But of course, sometimes there are false signals. So for example here, do you see it? Well, this is actually the disadvantage of any indicators, of any indicator. So that's why it's better to use combinations. So that's what I'm talking about. Well, I prefer Forex. Well, to my mind, it's better. Okay, guys. Well, I guess it's time for me to leave, and actually we are speaking for. We've been speaking for 30 minutes already, and that's quite good. Yeah, I use Fibonacci, I use Fibonacci levels, that's for sure. what to combine with Williams percent R. So guys, you can combine it with any other indicators. Well, I prefer to combine it with Fibonacci levels and with levels, with horizontal lines. Thank you very much for coming. Well, if you liked this video, if this information was useful, so please click like. If not, so just click dislike. And well, I hope to see you all again next Friday. Have a nice weekend and bye bye.